ain't really been able to have. I've been going to sleep early as hell. But I wanna bring something to address. I know we got a lot to talk about tonight, but just something. I was talking to one of my homeboys on the phone earlier. I'm just like, yo, at what point? All right, I ain't gonna say that. Let me ask y'all. I think personally, like, these entertainers and athletes are liabilities to, like, you know, our little FBA movement we got going on, because they getting exploited, you know, by you know who, and they're using that same money that they making off of them and oppressing us with it. So how y'all feel about that?
Hey man, you hit the him on the head right there. We agree to agree. Word up. You don't lie on that one, bro.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm just like, yo, we know we looked at them, you know, for like to help back us. You know, we out here on the front line. They out here falling, apologizing because they offended. Well, we'll be offended with stuff. Nobody will care we offended, but they done convince black people to take on other people's concerns over our own. And I'm gonna let right there. I know. Let me not rant, man. Let me let everybody else talk.
Oh no, you good, bro. And I just want to add on to what you say. You see now, I see LeBron James came up the other day, and he was talking about Kyrie Irving and whatnot, and this and that. And you see, it just becomes an avalanche. Like every black celebrity, every basketball star now has to put their 2 cents in and talk about Kyrie Irving and this and that or whatever. That's why when I came across this story about the Boston player. This kid that he's not even a kid, he's a man, but this guy in Boston, a hockey player, whatever, when I heard this stuff about what went on with him and this and that, and the fact that, you know, the media is just not really discussing it. They talked about it back in 2020. They went ahead. You had teams that cut ties with this guy and whatnot. And now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, they want to go ahead and bring him back into it. I just felt like, I was like, wow, like the story, if you read the story, man, like this dude been picking on this one black kid, a disabled kid, since he was in 2nd grade, takes a damn candy pop, puts it in the urinal, rolls it around, gives it to the damn kid to lick it. Okay, the boy had to be tested for HIV and STDs and hepatitis and everything else. They went ahead, they got charged criminally as juveniles and whatnot. And now people up here talking about, well, he did his time and it was a learning experience, a learning moment and this and that. And now he's reaching out. He even reached out to this kid's family like a week or so ago on Instagram, simply because this joker just got signed to a hockey contract. So I just find this, just crazy. Now, back in the day, Allen Iverson, All-American high school player, football, basketball, you name it. Allen Iverson and some kids got into it at a bowling alley. It led to a brawl or whatever. Allen Iverson apparently hit somebody in the head or whatever with a chair, allegedly or whatever. Allen Iverson loses his scholarship, goes to jail, and everything else. Considered a thug and this and that or whatever. Lost everything. He was going to a major college. He ended up, luckily, John Thompson, the coach at Georgetown, had to go ahead and wanted to give him a second chance or whatever. But, Allen Iverson had to pay his debt to society, so to speak. But these white kids, even when they get charged as a juvenile or whatever, they get a slap on the wrist and they're able to go ahead and resume their lives and this and that. So I want to go ahead. I'm going to hit that story there. If my man Quadir, he gets a chance, I want him to come up here and also speak on the rally for reparations. But it's a must that I go ahead and talk about this story right here, because this story here to me, like I say, and not only that, you have the NHL and you have the Boston Bruins and stuff. They're actually kind of going back and forth. I don't understand this. The NHL is saying we haven't cleared this dude, this and that or whatever. Yet you got the Boston Bruins that went ahead and signed this dude to an actual goddamn contract. How does that work? How can you be with the Dallas Cowboys, but the NFL say we haven't cleared you to come into our league? This is the confusing part to me right here. So we
didn't they just say that we can't pick and choose when to confront injustice? I don't see nobody saying nothing about this.
Oh yeah. Like I say, it's picking and choosing. Like I say, and you had big head Sarah Silverman and her black face that I put up in the jumbotron, talking noise about Kanye West and this and that, and basically that black people. Basically, she's trying to do dog whistles that black people, y'all ain't saying nothing about this anti-Semitism and this and that. Yet a big part of this girl's stand-up and her comedy routine is dropping the N-word this, the N-word that, the N-word that. See, a big part of your comedy routine as a black person can't be sitting up here talking about Jewish people this, Jewish people that, Jewish people this, Jewish people that. So yeah, man, I'm just touch up on this 100K. I'm gonna touch up on this article real quick. We're gonna speak on the rally for reparations. We're gonna go in on Sarah Silverman more and whatnot. I'm glad to have y'all with us on this Sunday night. So let me just go ahead real quick and touch up on this right here. It says, and this is from the New York Post. It was curated on the Newstoter.com platform as well. Too, I hate reading it offline because you got all these pop-ups and advertisement jumping up. But it says, Bruins signed player convicted of assaulting black disabled high school classmate. The Boston Bruins signed a controversial 20-year-old defenseman who was convicted of assaulting a black disabled high school classmate to an entry-level contract on Friday. Mitchell Miller, who was 14 at the time of the 2016 bullying scandal, tricked Isaiah Maya Crothers into licking a candy push pop that was wiped in a bathroom urinal, resulting in Maya Crothers testing for HIV, hepatitis, and STDs. Miller was also accused of calling 14-year-old Maya Crothers brownie and the N-word while repeatedly beating him during their childhood in Toledo, Ohio, according to the Arizona Republic. Brewers general manager Cam Neely released a statement about Miller's signing. Oh, here we go with these pop-ups again. Hold on one second, y'all. Representing the Boston Bruins is a privilege we take seriously as an organization, Neely said. Mitchell was accountable for his unacceptable behavior and and showed his commitment to work with multiple organizations and professionals to further his education and his use as a mistake as a teachable moment for others. Mitchell said in the statement released by the Bruins he would continue to educate himself and share his mistakes with others while playing for the organization. Originally drafted by the Arizona Coyotes in 2020, Miller has yet to play in the NHL. So at least Arizona had the cojones to go ahead and let this dude go. The team cut ties with Miller weeks later, along with the University of North Dakota, where the young defenseman played college hockey after scrutiny from the public and the media. Miller spent the past 2 seasons in the USHL before he signed with the Bruins. The team reportedly evaluated Miller for several weeks. On Friday, in an interview with CBS Boston News, Joni Maya Crothers, the mother of Isaiah, said Miller had reached out to her son on Instagram a week before the Bruins signing to apologize to him for the first time ever. So apparently when it was time to go ahead and sign and get that money and this and that, it was time to get back in the league. And then he reaches out now he's been knowing this kid since the goddamn 2nd grade, whooping his ass from that time. And we got to kind of look at the black parents like, you've been letting your kid get whooped. You got a disabled kid and you've been letting him get his behind whooped by this dude since the goddamn 2nd grade. And it just escalated. About a week and a half ago, Mitchell reached out to our son on Instagram to tell him he was sorry and that it most definitely wasn't hockey related. Of course it wasn't hockey related. He just, out the kindness of his heart, felt like, hey, let me go ahead and apologize to him. I want to also real quick touch up on this ESPN article real quick, and then we can go ahead and we can dig into this. It says, Gary Bettman, Brewers signee Mitchell Miller not eligible. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman said Saturday the Boston Bruins did not consult the league before signing Mitchell Miller and that he would need to see a whole bunch of things going forward. Bettman's comments came a day after the Bruins announced they signed Miller, a prospect defenseman, to an entry-level contract. Miller was a 4th-round pick by the Arizona Coyotes in 2020 until his draft rights were relinquished after a story was published about how he and another classmate were convicted of assaulting and bullying a black developmentally disabled classmate. The report revealed how Miller, now 20, and another middle school classmate were convicted in juvenile court in 2016 for racially abusing and bullying Isaiah Maya Crothers. In the report, Maya Crothers' mother alleged Miller began abusing her son in the 2nd grade and repeatedly used racial slurs. Bettman said what he had heard about and understood through the media reports about what Miller did was reprehensible and unacceptable. He said the Bruins did not consult the league about this and have not spoken with, and he said the Bruins did not consult the league, but he has since spoken with the team president, Cam Neely. He's not coming into the NHL. He's not eligible at this point to come into the NHL, Bettman said. I can't tell you that he'll ever be eligible to come into the NHL. If, in fact, at some point they think that they want to play in the NHL, I'm not sure they're anywhere close to that point. We're going to have to clear him and his eligibility. It'll be based on all the information we get firsthand at the time. Bettman said the Bruins were free to sign Miller to play somewhere else, a reference to the fact that Miller was sent to play for the Bruins' AHL affiliate, the Providence Bruins. But then he added, nobody should think at this point he is or maybe ever NHL eligible, and the Bruins understand that now. NHL Player Association source, however, told ESPN that the NHL has not informed them about any suspension for Miller or any other action that would impact his eligibility to play in the league. The NHLPA is aware of Bettman's comments and intends to reach out to the NHL. There needs to be more information provided by the league on Miller's status. When asked about Bettman's comments regarding Miller's eligibility, the NHL Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly told ESPN that Bettman wouldn't rule out eligibility without a hearing. According to a source with knowledge of the situations, the Miller contract has been registered with the NHL, and there was nothing official from the league that would have prevented him from signing with the team. The Bruins coach Jim Montgomery addressed the situation with Miller following morning skate in Toronto ahead of the game against the Maple Leafs. The culture we built here goes against that type of behavior, he told reporters. We're a team built with character and character people. What he did is unacceptable. We do not stand by that. In this locker room, we're all about inclusion, diversity, respect. Those are key words and core values that we have. We expect guys to wear the jersey to be high character guys, people with integrity, respect. Hopefully there's growth and change. Burgeon said if Miller is the same person he was as a 14-year-old who bullied Maya Crothers, that he would not be accepted and wanted and welcome. He said the Bruins culture is not about the change, and the changes are from the individual himself. Foligno said it was a tough thing for the team to hear after learning the Bruins had signed Miller. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think any guy was too happy because of how proud we are to say that this is a group that cares a lot about ourselves and how we care, and we carry ourselves about how we treat people. Montgomery, who was in his first season with the team, said he does not know Miller, but added what he did was a reprehensible act, and it is up to Miller to show everyone that he is doing things the right way going forward. So, yeah, the guy should not even have been in the he should not even be in the hockey league. They at least, had people that was willing to go ahead and say, hey, this is not the right thing, that he shouldn't be there. And like I say, for the parents, they allowed this kid to badger and bully and beat up on their child for years. From the second grade on, 14 till he was in high school, to the point that he could have gave this kid a disease that he would have never got rid of. He could have had hepatitis H, he could have had hepatitis, HIV, anything by taking a damn lollipop, and you're going to put it up there in the urinal and give it to this kid to lick. And from the time this kid was in the second grade, they've been sitting up here, and the parents had to know about it. If the mama talk about he's been bullying them since the second grade and she hasn't gone out to that school, anything like that, I don't really know exactly what to say about that. Quadir, anybody real quick before we get to Quadir, because Quadir is going to give us a little info on the actual reparation rally as well too. But if anybody's in the space and they want to say something real quick about that story before we go forward, like I said, if this had been a black kid, I don't give a damn when they was teen. And like I said, he's been convicted as a juvenile. So the fact that, like I said, the original team that drafted him, they thought enough about it once the media came out with the reports to say, hey, we can't touch this. We're going to leave this alone. They let it go. All of a sudden, the Boston Bruins, they go ahead. They put him in one of their farm league systems. He plays there. Now they're giving him an entry-level contract or whatever. All of a sudden, this kid, it's a teachable moment or this and that or whatever. People, I was going at it with this one white dude online. He claimed he wasn't white, but I was going at it with him online, and he's talking about what should have been done and this and that, and that I'm trying to be divisive and all this other nonsense. When, like I say, you've had cases and plenty cases and stuff I've seen firsthand. The running back that played at Florida State, Dalvin Cook, when it came to his draft time, people started going back to shit when he was in middle school. Talking about he was in junior high and the people he was hanging around with and the trouble he got into. See, you can go ahead and you can start dragging up a black kid's records and stuff from the time they were in middle school and sit up here and talk about who they was hanging out with and what they might have been doing and this and that. But you can't do this with a white kid who was convicted, mind you, of almost killing this kid. beating the hell out of him from the time he was in second grade. If you're 14, that means for 7 years. He had to be 14 in the ninth grade. So he was kicking his ass from the time he was in second grade all the way to ninth grade. And now mommy, and I'm not trying to be on this, sister, she should have went ahead and been said something. And that's when you got to wonder where the dad at, where the uncle's at, where the brothers at to go out there and kick his ass. Just ridiculous. When I saw this story, I had to go ahead and put it out there. Like I said, they're doing everything they can to spin this and that or whatever. Let's see how the NHL comes down on this kid right here. Okay, we see how the NFL. Deshaun Watson was never convicted. Deshaun Watson got his ass suspended, had to pay X amount of dollars, this and that. You can say that Deshaun Watson, this or that, whatever. The fact of the matter was Deshaun Watson, you had 2 grand juries that decided not to bring charges against him. Yet the NFL still suspended him because of pressure from a lot of these white women groups and everything else. They went ahead, they suspended him. Okay. We had, like I said, Allen Iverson. You had people had a goddamn race ride that went on in the bowling alley back in the day in high school. Allen Iverson was 17. Allen Iverson got charged and this and that. Allen Iverson lost his scholarships. Allen Iverson did time in jail. Let's just be clear about that. 17, and he did time in jail. Okay, but now we got this little darling white kid here, and all of a sudden it's a problem or whatever. So yeah, okay, whatever.
Newstoter, bro, you preaching tonight, boy.
I mean, it's ridiculous, bro. I mean, and then you got this tramp Sarah Silverman sitting up here hiding behind this anti-Semitism shit, sitting up here talking about Kanye West and this and that. Like I say, this chick is constantly talking about nigga this, nigga that, nigga this, nigga this, nigga, in all her little comedy routines and stuff, sitting up here wearing blackface, and you got a nerve to come out here and start talking about what other people ain't doing. Black people ain't calling him out and this and that. I guarantee you what. When she did her blackface and she did all this other stuff, you didn't have her bank that canceled her account and stuff with them. Okay. She didn't lose millions of dollars over her blackface. She doesn't lose millions of dollars over her nigga jokes. So if we want to be totally fair here, if we want to really cut it down the middle, and that's one thing when I be going at it.
She never apologized.
Yeah.
They brush it off. And bro, this whole thing is, man, this leads back to my original question. It's always the sports. It's always the sports involved. They purposely empower them, but they empower them knowing they can control them.
Oh yeah. Like I said, we gonna touch up on that. I'm trying to get B more codified up here because the sister she was at the she was at the reparation rally as well too. So we're gonna have a couple of people that was at the. No, you good. No, we just gonna have it because I want her to touch up on it because a lot of our people want to hear about the actual reparation route. We got her and Quad that was up here. So be more codified, sister. If you're there, I see you having some trouble with the actual connection issues. If you're there, go ahead and just touch up on the rally for reparations. Tonight, y'all, we're gonna jump it around back and forth. We're gonna be hitting 3 topics.
What's going on? You said you wanted B-more to go, Toter?
I want B-more real quick because she was having some B-more, are you there? Because she was having some connection issues. So I saw a couple times she dropped down. I'll see if maybe she's having B-more. Can you hear me? Well, Quadir, then you go ahead and we're going to try to get to B-more. Remember, I told you if you're having any issues, just go ahead. If you can, come through up on the actual the web browser. If anybody having issues in the space, sometimes the web browser is better than the actual app to actually stay on here. So B-more, we'll come back to you, sister. Just let me know if you're able to speak tonight. But we got one of our residential people here, Quadir. Quadir was actually boots on the ground as well. Quadir was at the actual New Jersey reparation. Quadir is here now, so Quadir is going to tell us a little bit about what went down at the actual rally for reparations. Quadir, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, Toto? What's up, Ray? What's up, DJ? Peace to the room. Hope everybody's doing well on this beautiful night. Yes, I was, to speak to the topic, yes, I was at the Foundational Black American reparations rally. It was a great rally. It was a good atmosphere. It was a great vibe. Going there, felt like I was at a big family reunion. Everybody was on point and ready to rock and roll and to get business done. We had a lot of our master teachers there. We had James Small, Dr. Short, Kaba Kamene, Dewan B, Boyce Watkins. It was the all-star team up there. All our icons were there. Connie, Teslin, the all-star team was up there. I say there had to be at least 3,500 people, at least 3,500 people, 5,000 on the upside. Everybody was there to rock and roll. The crowd was live, man. The crowd was live. Do anybody have any specific questions in regards to the rally?
Yeah, can I ask you a question? I'm hearing that it was like Proud Boy members and just people that was trying to disrupt. Did you see any of them? And how did they slick try to come around y'all?
Okay, one, there were no Proud Boys there, or at least I didn't see any. As far as disruptions, I would say the Hebrew Israelite crowd was there all the way in the back, thinking they were doing something, but they were very ineffective. They were not trying to be in the space that be in the reparations rally space. They were off in the back on some other spot of the place.
Quadid, let me just ask you real quick. Was there one speaker in particular that really just stuck out to you more than others? Was it one that really you just gravitated to, or were they all just powerful speakers? In your opinion, was it one that just really just hit you like, damn, man, like you just couldn't believe what you was hearing? Like the person just had you going from what they were saying?
No, there wasn't one particular speaker who I thought stood out more than the rest. And I say that because they were all powerful, they were all hitting, and they were all speaking to what I believe, in my convictions. They were bringing all of them were bringing a lot of good information, and I was learning something new from all of them when they spoke.
So Quadell, let me ask you a question. So going ahead, do you think it's really it's going to be more FBA events like this, or you think they can get even bigger?
Oh, without a doubt, there's going to be more FBA events like this, and that they can be even bigger. Now you got to understand, we had like 3,500 to 5,000 people off of 3 weeks' notice. Just imagine how many people would have been there if we had more time, if they weren't messing with the permits. I think it could have easily been 15 to 20,000 people easily.
I'm glad to hear that, man, because it was people telling me about it. Cause people that know me know what's up with me and my beliefs, and they just came across it. It was telling me about it, so I seen that it was spreading like wildfire. I'm just glad that people actually pulled up to support them.
Yeah, man, the support was great. And there was something that I want to mention. Something that Jason Black mentioned in one of his broadcasts. His broadcast, the broadcast he did yesterday. He made a point to speak about how many black men were there. Foundational Black American men were there. Teslin also mentioned it too. I believe Jade also mentioned it. I'm not sure if she had or she hadn't. But the point is, there was a lot of foundational Black American men there, and with all the and it goes to show what we're willing to do to be on code for something that is productive. I drove down. Going down there took me 4.5 hours to get there. We had people flying cross country coming in from Seattle. DC flew from Seattle just to be in attendance at this rally. Great state black majority who's usually in here. I see him there. I don't know where he came from, but he was there. It was a lot of people going down there, and I stayed overnight, hotel. So, there's a lot of us who were spending money just to be down there for a day or two. We are willing to do what needs to be done to get things popping off, to be productive. And a lot of our women were down there too. There was a lot of women down there too. A lot of our FBA sisters. So, we are willing to do what needs to be done.
Quadet, has it said any of you that you were a part of history? Because this wasn't like something small. And I myself wanted to go, but my job didn't get me the days off. But I had my cousin actually went.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because when I went down there, I wasn't thinking about history, making history, and that this could be something history in the making. I felt like this is something, I'm just talking about me. I just felt like this was something that I had to do, something that I had to support, because I don't remember when was the last time we had something like this? 60 years ago? That was legit. It wasn't off cold. And there's a saying, I believe it was Professor Black Truth that said this. He said, if we don't defend our advocates, then the people who don't defend their advocates won't have any advocates. So I felt like this is something that had to be done. Tariq and them, Cabernet, Teslin, and all those people, they put in a lot of work for us. So there's no reason, and it's legit work. It's not no secondary agenda. They're not all lives mattering. Our reparations claim and our tangibles. So why would I not go down and make it do what it do?
I think one great thing about this here, and I'm hoping that this will be a yearly type thing as we continue to push the reparation movement and whatnot. I'm hoping that we can go ahead and make this a yearly type event, because we got to keep it up in the public's eye and whatnot. And hopefully we can get to the point that we can actually have it. I want us to actually start having it during the actual business hours of DC as well too. The way the Million Man March was, I remember being in high school when the Million Man March came out. The Million Man March was during the week. Like, I want this to be in the week too. I want it to be while DC is conducting business, to let them know, like, hey, yeah, we and it was great. And like I say, and all props to everybody, props to you, Quadir, props to everybody that went there and supported. Like I say, I couldn't actually get there, but I went ahead and I did donate. Props to Quadir, because this brother, he was in the New Jersey reparational movement as well too. So this brother was up in Jersey. He goes to DC. He's doing it on his own dime and whatnot, because he believes in the actual mission that reparations is for all of us, Black Americans, that is, those descendants of American slavery. So peace to Quadir for going out there and continue like just constantly push the actual agenda for us as well too. I mean, a lot of us couldn't make it, but our brother was there. He went ahead and he's pushing for us. So we got to give props to everybody. Like he said, people coming all across the country. And think, like he said, this is what, 3 weeks? Let's say even a month. What if this had been planned for 4 months out? You could have easily had 30, 40, 50,000 people there. So I believe that it's going to get bigger, and I hope that they do it every year. I hope that this is this becomes a annual event right here. Until those reparations actually get signed, I hope that this is something that becomes annual. And like I say, I want to see it, and I want to see it on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday during the actual week.
Yo, I was thinking, I might be wrong, but I think that if it was planned out like 3-4 months in advance, they would have definitely tried to find some way to stop the rally. What y'all think?
Well, that's actually what happened. So I believe Tariq mentioned us having a rally. He was planning on doing a rally a couple months ago. I don't know if you remember, if you heard, but
I remember they was playing with them permits.
Yes, sir.
And then that's when all these other ones popped up out of nowhere and said, "Hey, we're gonna have a reparations rally on the same day." Come on, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly what happened. And I also want to mention this for people who are saying that there wasn't a lot of people there or that the rally was unsuccessful. Listen, I would say this. This is my rebuttal to that. Just look up the hashtag rallies for reparations, and you'll see phone recordings, phone clips of many Joe Schmoes like myself and other Joe Schmoes recording the crowd, and you will see that it was hella people there. That was no small thing, and that was no small crowd.
Oh no, man. And like you said, that I know you say just the actual kinship and what the friendship that was formed by so many people on there. Like one thing that you experienced, Quardell, that you actually a lot of the people that you communicate with online and stuff, you actually got a chance to meet these people, shake their hands, say what's up. So everything that and this also goes to show that we're in the digital age right here, and people laugh and they have jokes and they joke it up. Oh, y'all niggas is on Twitter and all this other crazy stuff and whatnot. Yet you see this stuff starting on social media and pouring out into the real world. So you can sit up here and say that social media doesn't have an impact. It's funny when something negative happens or whatever. People talk about the bad things that happen with being online and stuff like that. Social media has a big impact on people. But yet when it's something positive, especially when it's something positive dealing with black people, well then social media, you can't do anything on social media. Social media ain't real. Social media. But yet again, once again, you're starting to see the actual influence in this digital age, this media age that we live in, with black people, that things can be accomplished that 20 years ago, forget 40, 50 years ago, 20 years ago, it couldn't be done, but now it can be done. Quardell, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, real quick for 100K, if you would look up in the jumbotron, I put up one of the many clips I took while being at the rally, and you would see how many people are there, and that's just a small clip. That's not even the whole crowd in the clip. I just want you to.
I'm looking at it right now, bro. It's massive. Like, to be honest, bro, I legit got kind of depressed that I wasn't there because at first my job was making it seem like they was going to give me the days off, and a couple of days before they was just like, no. And then after seeing how successful it was and that it was like real thorough people out there, I'm like, man, I'm just mad I missed out on the event. I really am.
Yeah, you got to get that. You got to get that paper, man. So you was there in spirit. Like I say, maybe you didn't make this first one. We didn't make this first one, whatever. But God willing, you know what I'm saying. We live to see next year and stuff like that. Who's to say you won't be at this next one, man? That's that. I mean, so like you supporting whatever, you spreading the word about it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I made sure I do that. Like I got people I went to college with stay in DC. I got some family members. I sent that flyer out to everybody I know in that area. I sent it to everybody. So I had a couple people go. I didn't get a chance to talk to them yet about how it went. Like I say, my cousin went out there. I just been so busy. I ain't had the time to sit down and call her, see how it went. I'll be getting a debrief from her soon. But for sure, when the next one come up, I'm gonna be there. No matter what, I will be there. No matter what.
Let us not forget this one important thing right now. Reparations, of course, is not new. Our people have been talking about it for over 100 years. But in terms of the actual belief that reparations could get passed, you're starting to see more and more black people waking up to that. The vast majority of black people in this country want reparations, but the vast majority of black people in this country don't believe reparations are going to come to us. So any and everybody that's in this space, it's kind of our job to continue to push that forward. Because most black people, when you ask them, they're like, oh, well, yeah, that'd be nice to get reparations. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting reparations, but them white folks ain't gonna give us reparation. I don't care, Democrat, Republican. If they give us reparation, then it's gonna go bad for black people all over the country and stuff like that. We ain't getting no reparation no time soon. Speaking of what Quad did say, now I got a cousin, love him to death, big cousin, older cousin. You know what I'm saying? Cousin is a professional. You know what I'm saying? Owns his own business and everything, and he's also a Hebrew. So I asked my cousin, I was like, well, what do you feel about reparations? And of course, he gave me like a biblical type response or whatever. Because it was sitting up here saying, well, in this system of the world or whatever, we're not going to get reparations. But I mean, as long as we go ahead and basically, follow the teachings of the Lord and the Most High, that'll be our reparations. So we really don't need we deserve reparations, but we're not gonna get reparations in this system the way it is. But we'll get better than reparations when the Most High come. So I mean, even on that part right there, we got to think about it. That a lot of our people don't think, man, that in this physical form that reparations is possible.
Right. I think that's a defeatist attitude. I also think it's an attitude of people who don't have anything to look forward to. It's weird. It's very defeatist, and especially up here in Jersey. Unfortunately, I'm in Jersey. Unfortunately, there's like a lot of FBA that who are defeated, who have that mindset, you know. And it's very disheartening to be around that. But I would say this, you know, they keep pushing and pushing a line, and they see progress happening. You know, you get to one milestone and then another, they'll eventually jump on forward. And I'm just talking about the FBA within, you know, the tri-state area up here. You know, as far as that, you know, people of FBA, like, you know, in the South, West Coast, Midwest, who are, you know, on cold or don't have that defeatist mindset, I really envy you guys, man. I really do. You know, shout out to you guys.
You know the crazy thing, Quadell and Newstoter? As soon as we get our reparations, these defeatist mentality people are going to be the first ones hopping up trying to get them.
Oh yeah. I mean, without question, our people, a lot of them right now, and then we also got to remember too, and it's one thing that is important that we must remember. Like at the reparation march that Quadell was at, we all wasn't there, so we got to understand. But it doesn't take all of us, you know, to go ahead and push this agenda. All we need is a decent chunk of us that believe and is willing to put in that work. And you know, it can become it can become something. Like when we think about a lot of times the leadership roles that we've had in the past with Black people, we have never had every single solitary Black person on board. We need to stop thinking that like, oh well, it's 50 million Black people in this country. If we could just get 50 million Black people to open up this and that, and that's not realistic. That's not going to ever happen. You're never going to get 50 million Black people to agree on something. You're never going to get 50 million Black people to open up a corporation or a company or this or that, or buy land, or do group investing and stuff like that. That's just not gonna happen. What you need is a chunk of Black people that have the same, that share the same goals and mindset, and you can do that. We can do that. We can push forward this agenda right here. Quadell, I'm gonna come back to you. I see Ray got his hand up, but keep your hand up, and we're gonna come right back to you. Ray, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, everybody? I just want to add on what Quadell was saying, because that brother is 100% right. That is a defeated mindset. These white people, but I'm not saying all, you know, the ones that had us in slavery, they didn't want to let us out. And guess what? We got our ass up out of slavery. We tricked their ass. They didn't want to give us civil rights. But guess what? We got them. Everything that we got in this country, we've had to fight for. This is not going to be any different. So we might as well go ahead and go for ours. Because guess what? They killing us anyway. So we might as well go for ours, man. Oh, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Quadell. And like I say, man, it just, that's not gonna happen, man. We just have to, we can't sit up here and say every and all Black people, like I say, and I understand what my cousin was saying. My cousin he believed in the biblical principles, and there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of our people believe that, hey, basically it's that pie in the sky. Like it's not going to be done here on earth. It's going to have to be done in the afterlife. That's the only way. And that we're a cursed group and we're coming out to curse and this and that or whatever. And like I say, if that's what somebody, not to down anybody religion in here, I'm not going to do that. But if that,
my only pushback I would give you for that, and I'm pretty sure you would agree on it, is that everyone else pretty much has their heaven here. Everyone here, you know, for the most part, living good off of the backs of our people. But the only way that we can get any type of compensation, we got to die. Hell no.
I agree, Ray. Real talk. I mean, like I say, I'm not here to down anybody. If that's what you believe, this and that. But even if that's the case, I'm still gonna try. Like I'm gonna die trying. Like I've told people in my family before, they look and they laugh it off. I like, look, whether I live to see reparations or not, whether my kids live to see it, or even grandkids, it might be the great grandkids that get it. I don't care. I would have done my part. I'd be happy. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to personally get it or this or that or whatever, but if those grandkids or great grandkids get it and they're able to live a better life than all the generations before them, they're able to succeed where we fail. They're able to actually have a real start. They're not born 10 yards behind everybody else. Then, hey, to me, it would have been worth it. It'd been worth it to me. That's how I feel. Everybody doesn't feel that way. I would like to see it in my lifetime. I would like to actually be able to get that money, to go and get that land as well and this and that. But, you know, that might not be. You know what I'm saying? And if that's not to be, oh, well. But I'm still going to go ahead and I'm going to put my effort into it. So the next generation, that's what we got to start thinking, like the Chinese and these other groups. We got to start having these 100-year plans like these other people. Yeah, when you have a 100-year plan, you know damn well you're not going to be around to see that. I mean, that's not even for you. That's for your kids and your grandkids and your great grandkids and their kids. You're not going to live. If you set up a 100-year plan right now, if we was to get in this group right here and set up a 100-year plan about how we're going to go ahead and invest in and buying land and this and that, nobody in this space will be alive to see it. That's just the way it is. But those grandkids and great grandkids will be alive, and they will have a chance. They will have a much better chance that you had and your parents had and your grandparents had. And that's all that we can really expect to do, try to leave a legacy behind for the next generation of Black folks in this country. Go ahead, Ray, and then I'm going to go back to Quadir.
I was just going to say this. I do understand that, but my only pushback I would give you for that is by 2053, I believe, was set to be, we're going to go from the number 2 minority to the number 4 minority. And like Dr. Claudette said, if we didn't get shit when we were 2, you can imagine what we're going to get this for. So we got to make a push like never before. I mean, we got to do what they do. We got to use social media to our advantage. Whatever we need to do, let's go ahead and get it done. I'm willing to do whatever. But I understand this is not going to be easy. Knowing these folks, some people they're going to share some blood over it too. So it just comes with the territory. If I was willing to die for this country all those years I was in the military, I got to be willing to die for it.
Real talk. Quadir, go ahead. 100K DJ. And like I say, for you guys that just came into space, we've been talking about Sarah Silverman. Of course, Sarah Silverman is a Jewish American. Sarah Silverman loves to make comedy jokes about Black people. That's Sarah Silverman sitting up here talking about Kanye West, and nobody came out basically to bat. It was anti-Semitism. These other races just sit on their ass and just allow him to diss this and that. Yes, Sarah Silverman is one who drops the N-word repeatedly in her comedy shows. Sarah Silverman is also one back in 2007 got caught wearing blackface. So Sarah Silverman is sitting up here saying all this and that, whatever. Yet Sarah Silverman has not got hit with the kind of pushback that Kanye West has got hit with. She hasn't had all of her major endorsers or whatever. No, we know she really has no talent. Nobody's left her business-wise or whatever over her repeated N-words or her blackface. Sarah Silverman Bank didn't tell her, hey, your money's no good here. None of that. So while she's sitting up here running her yapper, talking about this Black dude and this and that, she's still enjoying the benefits. Even though she's quote unquote Jewish, she's still enjoying the benefits of being a white woman here in America. And then we have this other piece of trash that we was talking about, that this hockey player that back in the day, he's 29, but you got the NHL. They have not even officially allowed him to come there yet. The Boston Bruins, a hockey team, has signed this dude. This dude takes a lollipop. He was bullying this Black kid from the time he was in 2nd grade all the way to 9th grade. A Black child with some disability issues. Let's get that point. This Black kid has disability issues. So him and another peckerhead was up here bullying and bothering this kid. They take a lollipop. First, they beat him up occasionally. They beat him up and call him nigga and this and that. They got names. And of course, the school system allows it, as always, because this could not go on for years. This could not go on for 7-8 years without the school systems actually allowing it. So from the time that this kid was in the 2nd grade, from elementary school to middle school to high school, you got this peckerhead up here constantly beating this kid up every day, takes a lollipop, puts it in the urinal, and has this kid with issues to lick it. It's so bad that this kid has to be tested for AIDS and HIV. He has to be tested for hepatitis and other STDs and whatnot. Finally, this piece of shit is convicted as a juvenile, but yet he's given a second chance. Once the news came out that he was drafted by a hockey team back in 2020 and he started getting media scrutiny from the public and whatnot, they went ahead and they dropped him. The Arizona Coyotes, they say, hey, we don't want this. Even the team he played with back in college, in North Dakota, whoever, they went ahead and they said, we don't want that heat. We don't want that issue. Let's let this dude go. Then the Boston Bruins came on the scene. And if anybody knows Beantown, Boston Town, well, Boston is like the Alabama of the goddamn North. Just as redneck as they want to be. So they go ahead, they sign them, they put them on their little farm leagues team or whatever. Then they go ahead and they sign him the other day to a low level contract or whatever. And once again, everything gets rammed up once he comes back. So like I was saying before, when there's a Black kid and they have these juvenile issues and stuff that tend to follow them around, even when you seal the records up and somehow Mr. Charlie can still open those records up and still see exactly what them Black kids do. And when it comes draft time, they start talking about their character issues and their character flaws and this and that. And when Allen Iverson, like I said, got into a big brawl with a bunch of white kids and stuff, Allen Iverson was the one that ended up serving time. in jail, losing his scholarship and everything else. He was also a minor, like people like to say about this white boy here. Oh, he was a minor. Well, he was also a minor. Okay. So those have just been the issues that we've been talking about tonight. The NHL has not said anything about allowing this dude in. They said that they did not give Boston the go ahead to go ahead and do it, but Boston's like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and sign him anyway. So this is gonna be something that I want everybody just to keep an eye on. This hockey player right here. This is pretty interesting right here. There's a lot of pushback now from the media and whatnot. I posted this yesterday. I retweeted and everything else. So you guys go ahead. It's also in the Jumbotron. You can also in the Jumbotron, you can see blackface Sarah Silverman. You can see this piece of garbage boy right here as well too. So just to let you guys know who may have came into the space, who didn't hear the actual article that I was reading, just to let you know the times that we live in, that you can be anti-black long as you ain't anti-Semitic, that you can go ahead and you can beat the shit out of disabled black kids as long as they're not disabled white kids. And you can beat the crap out of them for 7 goddamn years. You can beat the crap out of them from damn elementary school, middle school to high school. Now it's time. Now this black mother says something about it, and I'm not gonna throw this sister on the ground. But sister, when these two peckerheads was beating on your child that's disabled like that, you should have put an end to this shit from day one. This should not have been going on for year after year after year after year after year, to the point that they almost gave your kid a goddamn STD because he doesn't know better. Because he doesn't know better that these kids that's been bullying him and shit would actually give him a lollipop, something worthwhile. That they done took and put in a goddamn urinal so he could lick it and potentially kill him. On that note, Quardell, I'll go ahead and let
you notice all the people that came out and spoke out against, I'm talking about the black entertainers, athletes. They criticized Kyrie, but they ain't said nothing about this. They never say nothing about no other racist stuff going on, but they criticize their own.
Oh yeah, wait Charles Barkley at right now. Wait, cause Charles Barkley say Kyrie's an idiot.
I'm waiting on him. Y'all homeboy LeBron James, he even came out and said something.
Fuck Shaq, North New Jersey, nigga. Fuck Shaq. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Shaq came out. What's your boy that used to play back in the day with the Phoenix Suns? Amari Stoudemire came out.
All the baseball players that complain about the racism in Boston and all these others, they don't say nothing about that. The NASCAR driver, what's the black NASCAR driver? Every race in the big, they call them the N-word.
They shut him up.
LeBron ain't saying nothing about that.
But they shut them niggas up though already about that. You see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna hear shit from Bubba Wallace again. So he coon gang. I don't care, Kaepernick coon gang. You know what I'm saying? Jordan coon gang, Barkley coon gang, Shaq coon gang. They all coons. You know what I'm saying?
DJ, so you agree with me then when I said, yo, we gotta start holding these athletes accountable. They hurting us just as much as you know.
Well, here's one thing though. Holding them accountable is one thing. But really, we just got to start hitting them in their pocket. Don't watch the NBA on TNT. Fuck Shaq. Fuck everybody except for Kenny up there. Yep. Kenny was the only one that walked out when Jalen Walker got hit with fucking got shot at 90 times, but 60 bullets hit him. Everybody else, all the other cones, Sir Charles Coates and Sir Charles Shaq Coates. You know what I'm saying? And the other, what's the other dude name up there?
Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose, that hurt me because I thought he was solid.
Oh, hell no. Jalen been coon gang, man. Jalen been.
Yeah, Jalen been. He been on that coon roll, yeah.
Yo, it's like, who is in the coon up there? That's the question.
All of it.
Listen, I want to hear by the end of the week, I want to hear some of these fancy ball playing Negroes come up here and say something about this story right here. I want to hear one of them come up here since they always got something to say. Whenever the media starts to converge on people, I want to hear them say, hey, this kid, you talk about a disabled kid right here that's been bullied for almost 10 years. And we finna sit up and we finna allow this dude to come up here and all of a sudden he now it doesn't matter and this and that. And they go to, oh, well, he was a kid back in. Like I say, when you're a kid and you black, the shit follows you around forever. Okay.
Let that would have been Antonio Brown doing this. Boy, you would have never heard it.
Shout out to my nigga AB. Go support his t-shirt with Giselle kissing all over him. Fuck you, Tom Brady, too. You know what I'm saying? And fuck Shannon Sharp. You supposed to be Claude Shay, nigga. You supposed to know how hard it is.
Hey, bro, he made me the man.
Shannon Sharp
made me the man.
That's why I fucked that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say this about Kyrie, though, right? There's something I want to do. Like, I'm rooting for him, but I don't want to give him. I don't want to be behind him 100%. There's something that me personally I want to see him do. I want to see him go to the big three. I want to see if he has the heart to do it.
Well, here's the thing. Again, what I'll be saying about this, bro. We ain't gotta care what Kyrie do, or even say at this point. Take your money out of Chase Bank. Don't buy Adidas. Don't buy Nike. Don't buy no jerseys. Don't do none of this shit. Just don't do none of this shit. You don't have to support Kyrie in that way. And I'm not stopping you from doing that. I fuck with my nigga Kyrie, Uncle Drew. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I ain't got to bang with Chase. I ain't got to do nothing with these white Nicky Picky WPRs. That's what my new name is that. White public institutions are anti-black. Let's go, man.
Let me kick it to my girl Ree, but I'm gonna say this right here. It seems the more we tell our people not to buy from these mega brands, the more they're just insisting to go out there and make them quadrillionaires or whatever. It's like you say, hey man, don't go ahead and don't buy this. These people are anti-black. These people ain't giving no love. This and that. Oh, I'm gonna get my Nikes. I'm back in the day with the Tommy Hilfiger. I ain't gonna lie, until I actually heard people, because I was still buying the Tommy, and the people say, hey man, Tommy talk about he ain't make stuff for niggas basically. I was like, oh man, he didn't say that. And then like finally, like, damn, he did say that. Like, let me stop buying, let me stop spending my hard-earned money. And really at the time I was in high school, it was actually my parents' money, but let me stop spending their money buying the goddamn Tommy Hilfiger and whatnot. Go ahead and kick it to my girl Ree. Ree, what's going on?
Hey everybody. DJ, does my voice sound a little bit better? I did sorry, you guys. I caught a little cold. So, I was in Luke Campbell's space, and I was pretty much on stage talking about the same exact thing.
Get it right. There's cone can. Get it right.
So, but I had to represent, because you had people in there from, the Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jewish community, and one guy was giving his whole spiel about his heritage and stuff, and then he goes in to say why he supports Kyrie, but he wished that there's a dialogue. And I'm like, there's always a need for a dialogue when Black Americans start to talk about history, genealogical, archaeological, references, even religious histories, right? And what the impacts are to our lives. And then all of a sudden, because we start to say things that now is challenging these particular groups of Jewish people, and it's not all Jewish believers, it's these particular groups of Jewish people. And so you had this one guy coming there and talking about well, Kyrie deserves what he's getting right now because he has thousands or millions of followers, and he just posted the link, and he should be responsible for the things that he posts. No, they're still human beings. And this is the reason why I keep telling people to get off of the trope of, celebrities and all these people or the like should not be called to the carpet when it comes to politics, history, and not speaking up. Because this is what you get. Just Deshaun Jackson went through it. I'm sorry, Deshaun Watson. My bad. When he played with the Eagles, at the time he was playing with the Eagles, he went through it. Nick Cannon, the guy. I think at one point I saw an article about a guy that 50 Cent was dealing with, who was actually Jewish, and was calling him out his name and calling him, calling him a nigger and stuff. And then, of course, Kanye. But all of these people, common denominator, have dealt with people of the Ashkenazi Jewish community. And so, to me, even with watching that whole documentary, I sat and watched that documentary. I gave my little coins. I paid to watch the documentary. And it was a hard watch. It was not put together well, but apparently the documentary has been around for several years, and Shaq actually had it playing in one of his theaters. So that came out in that room, and I'm thinking to myself, nobody called Shaq out on that stage with him, Ernie, and Broccoli. You know, I call it Broccoli. And so, honestly, at this point, it's going to be really up to us to force them, and you have to hit them in their pockets because they're violating Kyrie Irving. They violated all these men. Their freedom under the Religious and Freedom Act of 1993 that was passed. That's covered under the First Amendment. They are violating these people's rights, these men's rights, because to me, you should be able to discover, look, learn, talk about anything having to refer to your lineage and history the way you see fit. You're not calling for the death of anyone. You're not demanding anyone be rounded up and, you know, put into a burning, you know, pit of fire. You're not going after synagogues. Like, it was so the ADLU using its 501(c) status to literally help campaign. And even just recently today, I saw a post where they literally are asking all affiliates on Twitter to pull or halt their productions for advertisement in regards to what happened with Kyrie. Now, if that's not alarming to anyone, it should be. That's enough for me to say, okay, now you're talking about going after people's civil and alienable rights under the Constitution. You're moving in a space where you're trying to say black people can't talk, can't jump, you can't dribble, but so how high? Let me tell you, and you can only say what I want you to tell, what I want to tell you. To make Kyrie Irving go sit in front of rabbis as one of his conditions so he can go to work, that is a violation. And that has to be said. Somebody needs to be sounding the alarm. I started the Change.org petition to boycott the NBA, boycott Nike and any other affiliates, because we have to make sure that they understand you don't own us. You don't run shit. You don't own us. And at the same time, we are American citizens and we can practice how we want to practice. We should be able to move fluidly. And in the same vein, we have to make sure they feel us economically, because they think that we are not going to do what we say. I put the challenge out there to all the NBA loving ticket holders, season pass holders, or whatever you have, football season pass holders, same thing. Because with Colin Kaepernick, when he need, what did they tell him? You need to come visit the Holocaust. That was the first thing that came out of somebody's mouth. And then the veteran stuff came up when that didn't work. Oh, well, you need to go talk to the veterans. But no one ever wants to pull up history and understand the points and where we're coming from. But somehow we have to bend at the knee. No more. I demand everybody under the sound of my voice to stand up. You sign that damn petition. You get everybody and your mama to sign. I don't care. The ghost of Christmas past, you get him to sign it too. Because that is violating the basic right of living in this country, and these people know it. And they should not have the right to do that. The ADL is abusing its organizational power. It is not a part of the government. It is a separate entity that is funded by the Ashkenazi Jewish community. I posted a link about that. They worked with Booker T. Washington to help cultivate a coalition culture between, the ex-slaves at the time when Jim Crow and stuff the Great Depression was going on. However, now you have a situation where they are literally abusing their power. And okay, I land my plane. I think that was it.
Real quick, y'all. Real quick, I want to add this. My girl Carissa just sent me a DM, and the Boston Bruins have released that dude, that Mitchell Miller dude, because of all of the shit that's been going on, the public outcry and this and that. So yesterday I posted that, and I actually deleted the original tweet because I had put in there that the kid that when they licked the lollipop that he had contracted HIV instead of being tested for it. So I deleted that and I went ahead and I put the correct version that he had actually been tested for HIV and everything else. But I like to feel like that because of you people, me, myself, everybody up in Twitter and stuff, Black Twitter especially, we started pissing and we started getting upset about this right here. You had white media talk about it, but we actually started to really make some goddamn noise, and they went ahead and they released this boy. So that's the power. Like I say, people can sit up here and talk all this noise about, oh y'all on Twitter, y'all ain't. They see what's going on in this and that. So you want to go ahead and you want to treat our people like they're trash or whatever. You're not gonna sit up here and protect this white boy up here. He done set up here and he done picked on a mentally disabled kid and been beating the shit out of him, like I said, from 2nd grade all the way to 9th grade. So at least Boston dumbass finally did something worthwhile. So like I said, I'm glad to hear that that's real and whatnot. I'm gonna confirm that, but that my sister Carissa, she stays on it. She just sent me a DM and whatnot. So I am definitely glad if that's true. Go ahead, DJ Ray, y'all check online real quick while we're in the space, man, and just confirm that's the case, that they went ahead and they got rid of this little shithead here because they should have never signed his ass in the first place. Ray, you got.
I'm gonna let you talk real quick. Just real quick, what I was gonna say. Most likely, yeah, because this has been all over the news, and I'm actually tweeting your changepetition.org tweet out Rella right now, and I'll post it to the Jumbotron in a second. Y'all, go ahead.
Let me just say this right here too. Don't let anybody fool you that the power of the new black media I mean, everybody in here is part of new black media. Yeah, you got your Jason Blast, you got your Tariq Professional Black Truth, you got your Afros, you got Beatzilla, you got everybody that you want to say, but the actual black media is the actual people themselves. You can post all the content in the world, but if our people don't interact with it, it don't mean a thing. So the actual black media is our actual people. Everybody that's in this space is part of the new black media. This ain't your mama and daddy media from back in the day. This ain't your grandparents' media. This ain't the old Negro newspapers and whatnot. Those days are gone and past. There's a new time out here now. And as long as we continue to push stuff, we're gonna be a force to be reckoned with. You got it, Ray.
I just wanted to mention, and I don't think I heard it, but did anyone mention the fact that Kyrie Irving is retiring? Was that brought up at all?
Yeah, I heard that, but I wasn't sure if it was true or not. I wanted to wait on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there because it's on a couple of different sites. They were saying he's actually retiring. But he's not gonna go through all these loops and kissing all his ass and and doing all this other craziness.
You know what, Ray?
That's the best thing you want to do.
I was about to say, but if he does retire, that would give him the open to go ahead and maybe get a contract with the big three. So, anything can happen.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything at this point, Ray, but I mean, we definitely need to go ahead and check up on that and whatnot. Like I said, I want to confirm that the Boston Brewers got rid of this little shithead too. So y'all go ahead and keep it going. I'm gonna look myself online. DJ, hold it down 1 second. I want to see if they got rid of this little shit here. Go ahead, Original.
I want to say something real quick.
Wait. Let Quad Dead say something real quick.
Yeah, I want to say something real quick. I'm just going to backtrack a little. Going back to like his mindset. Toter, Ray, you guys took the words right out of my mouth. And I also want to speak about the rally. Mention one more thing about the rally. For people who don't know, Tariq was mad cool, Afro was mad cool. A lot of the people that you see in the new black media, they're really down to earth, and they are us. They are us. I just wanted to say that, and I'm gonna land there. I don't want to take up too much time, and I appreciate you guys for holding this space. News, Ray, DJ, peace to the room, peace to the family, peace, love, and reparations.
Peace, dog. Peace. Hold on 1 second. Let's come back up here.
I was gonna say this real quick, DJ.
Go ahead, Ray. No, Ray, you got it.
Else has been doing a whole bunch of cooning is Gary Washington. I know.
I thought something on her. Go ahead, though, man.
Oh my God, bro! This girl's been out here. I ain't gonna say girl. She's a woman. Out here, just campaigning for Stacey Abrams, campaigning for Warnock, all the Democrats, bro. I even made this post because I was being funny. I was like, damn, I wish Django left your ass in a hot box. You out here cooning it up.
got the wrong person.
For sure on that one. Hey, let Brother Reginald come up after you talk, Rick.
Yeah, just I'm gonna make one more quick point. I don't understand how Shaq is so mad about this whole situation with Kyrie saying, he's a dumb and whatever else he said. Because everyone, I don't know if y'all know, but Shaq owns a lot of movie theaters. He actually premiered that movie in one of his theaters. So for him to double back and try to act like he had a problem with it, it's like, okay, well, why did you do it back then? I'll land back. Go ahead.
Right. Hey, just real quick, just to clarify on the movie theater thing, he didn't premiere it. It was actually by the author of from Hebrews to Negroes that you could come to City Place 12 right here on Springfield Avenue, New York, between Springfield and Bergen Avenue, and you could talk to the people in there. Hey, look, I got a movie. This is what I'm doing. And the price is fair. Anybody could go do that. You know what I mean? And you go out and you sell your tickets and you bring your it's really I guess it would be your private audience, but it's open to anybody because you can just walk in and y'all showing that movie. Oh, let me get a ticket for that instead. And as long as the ticket's available, you know what I mean? But go ahead, Original.
Hey, peace, power, black power, reparation. But I'm looking online and it says it's happened like 10 hours ago that they did. Boston did release that boy. So he is no longer going to be part of the Boston Bruins.
Good.
But what's interesting is, I have put some information out there regarding, Kyrie Irving, and I clipped an image of that book, The Holocaust Industry by Norman Finkelstein, and as well I used the book, the Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. So me and this one person was going back and forth, and he was trying to say that, well, Jews wasn't involved that much. I said, that is not what I said. I said the Jews were involved in the slave trade, and he was trying to cite this other information about Aaron Lopez and this, that. I said, but at the end of the day, he was involved. That's the issue. I said, you all want to make the rule as to where you can call us all kind of pejorative names, but yet if we say anything, then you want to, just like Finkelstein said, then you behind anti-Semitism and try to shake people down. That's basically what it is. It's a shakedown. And anyone that says differently is lying. Because, and the one thing he tried to say that Mr. Farrakhan can't be trusted. And I said, I've never known Minister Farrakhan to lie to us like that, right? I said, now he cited some other Jewish somebody who wrote something, and I said, well, how do I know that he is not lying? I said, as a child, I was taught that Jews were enslaved in Egypt and that they built the pyramids. But as an adult, in conducting further research, I found that to be a biblical lie. So how can you sit up there and say that Minister Farrakhan is lying, but your people can put stuff out there and it's considered to be true? So then he put something up there about the music industry, and I told him, I said, well, look, I said, here's the issue. I said, Jews are very influential in the music industry. I said, but yet you had music being made using the word nigger, committing violence against black women, and so forth. And so I said, and we had to live through those humiliations. Now I said, I've never seen music being made using the K word, the M word, or the H word regarding Jewish people. See, they don't want to deal with that because they know that they are controlling that narrative within the music industry. And my position is that if you're going to dehumanize my group of people, then we have the right to tell the truth about you. So I don't want to hear that. And they kept trying to switch things around, saying, I said, that is, and each time I would say, that is not what I said. I said, it's amazing. I said, this is how misinformation gets started. You are interpreting in your mind something that I didn't say, and you want me to agree with it. Hell no. That's not going to happen. And so I just want people to understand that, we just have to, as Newstoter said, we just have to continue to push. And as I told you, Newstoter, when those images of those postcards that I had DJ to post it in the Jumbotron some time ago, we just kept pushing. Once they saw that they couldn't run to the NAACP, which they founded and they control, that the NAACP or none of these so-called civil rights organizations had any influence with us. That's when they became scared, because that boycott went on well over 10 years. And so I just want to people, all we got to do is stay the course. No matter what any other group says, just stay the course. If the Hebrews don't want to work with us, fine. We're going to stay the course. Any other group want to come out and try to attack us, we're going to stay the course. Stay the course, stay consistent, and we will meet our goal. And I'll land on that.
Thank you. Let me get to real quick, because we got B More in the house. Let me get the B More codified. Unmute your mic real quick, B More.
What's going on here, man?
What's going on, brother?
What up? Oh man, everything. This weekend it was phenomenal. Seen a lot of faces in the place. If y'all, man, look, everybody in this space, if y'all ain't following me, man, follow me now. Definitely, I definitely met a lot of Twitter people. It was just real phenomenal, man. The speakers, Professor James Smalls, Marcel, everybody was hitting on our cylinders, man. Even though we had the haters in the back, we had the Tahaka Bay, and his confusion and the Israelites, but honestly, man, we ignored them cats. We ignored them cats real heavy. It was like they was invisible, man. They wasn't even there. Tyreek definitely hats off to Tyreek. And Jason Black, too, he was definitely in the spot. For all the people doubting that he real, man, it's definitely real, powerful black man sitting up there, solid in the cut. But I hit DJ while I was down there. I thought I was going to see him. Me and Black State got together. We was passing out, the boycott the Black vote, foundational Black boycott vote postcards. And it was just real live, man. A lot of children. I had my fam down there. I had my wife down there. My moms, my little, cousins, nieces, nephews, and all. And it was just a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing.
Yeah, bro. That's why it hit you up, because I wanted to get you in the space and whatnot, because I knew you were gonna go so I definitely wanted to get your perspective on it and everything like that. And like Quad did, he was up in here and he was saying just how everybody was vibing. Like I say, the fact that everybody was on the same page, and you actually got to meet people that you talk to all the time, but you actually got to put a face with the actual voice or an actual tweet and whatnot. So that was great that everybody was able to get up with each other and stuff like that. I know you up in the B-more area, so it ain't nothing but a hop skip for you to get there anyway. So definitely glad, brother, that you was able to get up in there, and you brought the family there and whatnot. Kids, they part of history. They get to remember that, hey, mom and dad, they took us here to something that was very important, something that's going to be beneficial. They already get the ability to see that, hey, mom and dad, they about this fight, so we got to go ahead and carry it on as well too, and teach it to our kids as well too. So I'm just glad, brother, that you was there, that you were able to come into the space and just share anything. Was there anything, Brother Makuda, anything that stood out to you at the actual march more than anything else? Was there any speakers that really just really struck a nerve with you and just like, wow, man, like this is just so powerful what I heard and whatnot?
I'm gonna tell you this. I guess y'all can see from my page, from my brother Google page and my people codified page, that I've been posting my favorite master teacher of all time, Mr. James Smalls. He was really hitting on all cylinders because he addressed the shouldn't give up Africa, but at the same time, if he was bigging it up, saying, look, we shouldn't give up Africa because Africa is ours. But he was like, this is ours too. You know what I'm saying? He was just making, he was just hitting on all cylinders with that. I mean, voice, he was almost losing the crowd a little bit, but he stayed on cue. I was really expecting and really looking forward to Rizza Islam, but he couldn't make it due to some family emergencies. Big up to him though, anyway. And but everybody was hitting on all cylinders, man. Teslin, she definitely was giving it to him. Marcel was definitely charismatic on that mic, man. Big ups to Marcel. They even made Red Grant come out, because we was calling him out on his reparations stance and all. But I think the one thing that stood out to me most is all of the young children that were there. We had this young 8-year-old girl that does her own hand sanitizer and stuff like that, and she was just so articulate. I mean, all the children down there were articulate. I mean, including mine. But it was just, it just felt so good that we could have an event that was children friendly, and I mean, Newstoter, people down there, you DJs down there, y'all can just see it, man. I mean, there was a couple of people in the space down there, and y'all could just see how it was just, we were on point, man. I think one white boy came in the crowd or tried to come up on the crowd, man, and it was just about maybe like 20 or 40 black people just surrounded this dude and like, nah, cut the bullshit, you get out of here. It was just everybody was on point. Wasn't no confusion, wasn't no inappropriate behavior, and that just made me proud of it just made me so much proud of my brothers and sisters, leading into this Kyrie thing and all this Semite and anti-Semitism. It wasn't no confusion down there like that. And just to switch the subject a little bit, I've been asking on my page, what is a Semite? I need a Semite to come out and tell me what he is or who he or she is. A lot of people online been telling me, a Semite can be anything. So a Semite can be a dog, cat, rat, bottle, so all this shit that Kyrie going through, man, we need to just, I was making it a point to talk to my brothers, Cognitive, Raceable. I got to meet them down there. And he was just talking about, man, these games derived from the lynchings. You know what I'm saying? All these games was put in place to basically replace the lynchings, okay? So when we talk about sports, I mean, every non-white person, and this is just the evidence for me, the evidence shows that no non-white person should be participating in any of their sports, man. We should just be saying not just fuck basketball, but fuck basketball, football, hockey, baseball, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they are lynchings. They are modern day lynchings, and the evidence is what they doing to the players. I mean, you can go far back as Walter Payton, Refrigerator Perry. All these black players that's basically just been, shoved off and forgotten. A lot of them went through traumatic things before their deaths, and we don't even understand or know. CTE is real. I think we should say ban all sports, fuck all sports. I mean, fuck them, ban them all. NBA, I'm with it all. I ain't watching NBA or NFL game in 12, 13 years. So, seeing my black people on code like that yesterday made me see that everything is possible. We at this point now, we in real time. Everything possible. We gonna get our reparations because we definitely ain't asking. We gonna take them motherfuckers. And white America's scared, man. White America is scared. They see it right now. They are scared. So I don't know what else to say, man. It was just a beautiful experience. I can't wait to the next event. I can't wait to meet y'all in real time. Everybody in the space, man. So I just hope everybody can make it to the next one, man.
Shout out to online. Hey, online. I see you.
Shout out to the Reparations rally June 2023 coming up.
For sure.
Real talk, y'all.
And I'm gonna be there, man. I want to meet everybody in the place. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, one thing that really made me feel good. We was all on one accord. No fucking drama at all, man. None at all. Zero. Absolutely none. Even with the haters out there, wasn't no drama, man. And you know, that's something to say about, you know, non-white people. You know.
Definitely, brother. I'm glad that you came.
That's something to say about non-white people, bro. That's an insult. What was that?
This man Volvo just came out of nowhere. Like,
Right. No, Bobo, you right. No.
Yeah, what like black people don't know how to live. Man, what is this? Brother, what was that? Brother, that was dead wrong. That was dead wrong.
You right. No, but I just like the fact that there wasn't no we just didn't get no interference. You know what I'm saying? Even when the white people tried to come up and start the beef, man, we shut that shit down so fast. And it was just lovely seeing everybody on code, man. It looked like a magic thing, something we should be doing all the time. And I just hope this starts a habit of us doing this on the regular.
definitely, brother. And I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself, and I appreciate you coming in here and just sharing your experience at the rally for reparations. And hopefully, like I said, this will be an annual thing here as well too. Definitely glad that, like I said, you right around the corner. So I know it was nowhere for you to get there. So let me go ahead and bring in Volvo real quick. Volvo, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, I missed part of the conversation. That just triggered me, brother. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, we don't know how to act. That just, man. Like, that triggered me.
Right, that was a good correction.
Yeah, that was, yeah, brother. Yeah, I know you probably misspoke. It ain't no big deal. But yeah, it was something I heard. I was in and out because of my connection.
We're talking about Silverman wearing the blackface, getting the jumbotron. You know, rally for reparations. If you want to talk about that, if you was there or based off what you saw, you know, the National Hockey League, they're trying to hire this or sign this bully ass POS dude named Mitchell Miller, who wound up sticking a lollipop inside of the toilet and wound up forcing a disabled kid to lick it, bro. He could have gave his little kid hepatitis, AIDS, anything, bro. Well, go ahead, though. And anything that's anti-black, obviously. And hey, McCool, a lot need them T-shirts too, man. Y'all need to get in the background.
For sure. I'm gonna get up with you online. I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna DM.
Don't forget, I still need mine too, bro. I know you're busy, so we still got to link up on that part too.
So DJ, this is my first time hearing about that story. Was the disabled kid, was he black?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna play a little news.
Yes, ma'am. He was
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And actually, this happened. I'm gonna let Volvo go ahead and speak, and then we'll touch back on that topic. But go ahead, Volvo.
Yeah, I kind of caught earlier when you was reading the news article about the NHL shit. Well, remember when they had the thing when it was a black NHL player and they was yelling basketball at the fan and all that. What we need to realize anywhere white people at, that's where that evil shit like that gonna be at. Anywhere they at, they bring that with them. That's how they come. They got that on them. That's in their bag. So anywhere they at, shit like that. Lick where he rubbed it on the toilet and made the black kid eat it, lick it.
Yeah, because
what's that about?
check it.
Get out of that. Like, what are you? Oh, go ahead.
This is what it was. Like the black kid. Okay, this guy is 20 years old right now. He was convicted, him and his friend, for assault, aggravated assault against this black kid. The black kid has a disability, developmental disability. So, he has disabilities and whatnot. But this white kid had been beating on this kid and abusing him and everything else from the time they were in second grade. Let his mom, that's what the black kid mom said. So from the time they was in second grade all the way up into ninth grade, he been calling them nigga, calling them brownie, beating them up. And then he takes a damn lollipop, he rolls it around in the urinal, and he gives it to the kid to lick it. So the kid has his issues. So the kid licks the lollipop. They find out the kid has to go ahead and be tested for STDs and HIV and hepatitis and everything else. The white kid is convicted. He's he's convicted in juvenile court. We know being convicted and being a white kid in juvenile court means absolutely jack shit. So he goes ahead, he goes to college or whatever. He then gets drafted by the NHL, the Arizona Coyotes. When this hits the public, when the public finds out about this and the media makes an outcry, and they go ahead and Arizona Coyotes, they go ahead and they cut him. Okay, they cut him. So then the actual a couple years later, you have the Boston Bruins go ahead and they sign him to a contract. They sign him to a contract. They go ahead and they put him in their little farm system, and he goes ahead and he plays or whatever. But this just recent, they just signed him the other day. When they signed him, it started it started circulating throughout the media outlets and stuff like that. I saw it yesterday. I went ahead and I tweeted it out and everything like that. I had to get rid of the original post I put because I put that the kid contracted HIV and other stuff instead of being tested for it. So once I corrected it, I put out a new post. I even put a correction like, hey, I made a mistake. But then I said, let me go ahead and put out a new post or whatever, just to let everybody know that the kid had tested. He was tested for it or whatever. But to make a long story short, you had a black kid that was being bullied with disability issues, being bullied for about 7 years. So that means the school system failed. He went from elementary school to middle school to high school, and this could have cost this kid his life or caused some serious health complications had something been in that urinal, had this kid contracted something like that. So I had an issue, and I kind of wondering here, like, how did the mother, is she sitting up here saying that this kid had been beating up her kid for, from second grade all the way up? Because, most black mamas ain't going to have that. Like, especially they're protective of a son, especially too. And if they got a child and this child has issues like that, it would take everything in the world to keep some of these mamas from going out there kicking that child's ass. Let's just be honest here. You would have had a lot of grown women willing to go out there to that school and kick that boy's ass and his mammy's ass too if she got up there and started talking stupid. So that kind of was my issue right there, just for everybody. And then the NHL was saying that, hey, we didn't tell the Boston Bruins to go ahead and sign this kid. You had the commissioner saying, I didn't say that he was going to be playing, even though Boston signed him to a contract. They're like there's a bunch of different things he's got to do before we even allow him to come into the actual league and this and that. I didn't say he may never come into the league. So you had the commissioner like, hey, I'm not cool with this, basically. You know what I'm saying? So I got a tweet or a DM from somebody saying that the Boston Bruins had just went ahead and released this kid or whatever. I just saw this a few minutes ago. Somebody sent me a DM saying that he had been released or whatever. So the whole issue here is that, man, once the media start making a stink, and especially some of those in black media and stuff start circulating this stuff that was going on, shit kind of hit the fan. Like, a lot of people was trying to talk shit yesterday, and I had to kind of straighten some of them out or whatever. Like, on the real, talking about this and that or whatever, and he was, why are you trying to racialize this? You haven't done anything when you were in man, if you don't shut that shit up talking about why he was in middle school, when you had a bunch of black kids and stuff like that they hold their juvenile damn records against them from the time they even become adults. I had a cousin that got into some shit when he was in middle school, tried to go to the army back in the 90s, and they stopped it. If you don't get on out of here with that shit, because when you black and stuff like that, you can go through people's records and stuff. The same way when Trayvon Martin got killed and stuff like that, they started trying to go through his records and started talking about he was a thug and he was this and that and the trouble he was getting at school. But when it's time for these white boys, y'all want to go ahead and wipe their records clean and whatnot? I don't think so.
Hey, let me play this for y'all real quick, 2 seconds now. Bobo. Hey, Bo, I think you out in the Midwest, Ohio, so this happened out there, bro, in Toledo, bro. Real shit. So listen to this real quick, folks. Check it out.
A controversial signing.
Hold on one second.
Management playing defense.
Hold on one second.
Defense. A controversial signing has Bruins management playing defense, and it's because of this defenseman, Mitchell Miller. The 20-year-old was once convicted of bullying and abusing a disabled classmate. The victim's mother tells us the abuse went on for years. And the facts of the case were so vile, another NHL team already cut him. But tonight, the Bruins are feeling the wrath of fans. Christina Rex has been working the story. She has the reaction, the player's apology, and the victim's emotional mother.
Miller says he'll do community service and diversity training, but the mom of the boy he bullied says that's not enough.
It's heartbreaking, to say the least.
Joni Meyer-Crothers still gets emotional talking about what her son Isaiah endured throughout his life. Years of bullying, she says, culminating in a 2016 crime admitted by Mitchell Miller, the 20-year-old signed by the Boston Bruins Friday.
When you put a push pop in a urinal and have a kid lick it, that's not a mistake.
Isaiah has fetal alcohol syndrome and he's cognitively behind. His adoptive mother says he endured years of bullying and was called racial slurs by Mitchell. She's horrified a professional organization would want him on their team.
But I get it, though.
Any player is, he could be the next Wayne Gretzky, but if your player that you're taking doesn't have character and isn't a good human being, then you really might want to rethink what you're doing.
Miller was once drafted by the Arizona Coyotes, only to be dropped once this incident came to light. Bruins general manager John Sweeney says signing Mitchell was a difficult team decision.
I'm not going to downplay that this has been a personal struggle as well, a professional struggle. As we go through to try and separate, the hockey player and the person, I might have been the person that picked him up at the airport when we arrived in Boston. I will be the first person to drive to the airport if anything goes sideways.
But the victim's mother doesn't feel Miller has learned enough in the 6 years since to deserve this second chance.
And why did he wait a week ago when he knew he was being signed to the Bruins to reach out to our son?
Miller reached out to her son on Instagram trying to apologize last week. But she says when this incident happened, he never apologized. At the TD Garden, Christina Rex, WBC News.
So yeah, the mother's a white woman, and the son who has this alcohol fetal syndrome issues. He's a black kid, though. You know what I'm saying?
He's adopted.
Yeah, he's adopted. But to reiterate what she said, though, I don't know. She could have just been saying just in general, just like a push pop. But I'm thinking in my mind, like, did this white motherfucker Mitchell Miller have like a ice cream push pop and then rug it around the toilet and force this kid to lick it? Like, bro, if I see you, I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. It's like shit, you feel what I'm saying? Like that shit like that get me mad because we used to fuck the bully niggas up around here, man. We ain't play that shit. As soon as we caught your ass slipping, we fucking you up one-on-one, or we gonna go get our other homies and we just gonna jump your ass, yo. We ain't playing none of that bully shit around here. We used to fuck the bully niggas up, bro. We wasn't no bully niggas in Jersey. We was beating their ass, yo. On some real shit, man. So
But that's the thing, though, bro. Listen, that wasn't no bully shit, though. Bully is like, I'm bigger than you, I'm testing you. That was some straight racial bullshit.
Right, along with that. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't just him. It was him and a couple of other friends that got convicted. They pled guilty for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we know the reason, but they pled guilty. So therefore, meaning your ass is that person. You know what I'm saying? Like you said.
So he was convicted of a hate crime? Was he convicted of a hate crime?
Let me really research it, but more or less.
I was gonna say, because if he was convicted of hate, that should be that sound like a hate crime.
I think it was assault, aggravated assault. It was, I believe.
Right, but it aggravated assault accompanied with now what's considered them using racial slurs, right? Should be looked at as a hate crime, and if that's the case, he shouldn't have been signed or ever looked at. But hockey, even though they're black players in hockey, Black American players in hockey, it is heavily racially charged. Like the fans are heavily racially charged.
Right. That's what I would. Yeah. Well, black people have been in hockey system for the record.
No. I know that, but I'm saying, but the fans predominantly are you're Caucasian or white, and they do. Literally, I mean, I've seen post about it. Matter of fact, I think Vice did they actually had a segment on where they were showing at actual games the fans that actually come to the games, and even the games that have where the black hockey players play, and they literally spout racial epithets and hatred, but the ADL has never issued affiliates or anything to the NHL to lose money if they can't get the fans under control. Like, there's nothing that has ever stopped us. So to me, the NHL wanting to hire this boy, even after knowing his history, it seems about white. Like, that sounds about white to me. That sounds like right on cue.
Sounds that way with me too. But let's be honest here. How many of these underage white kids that they consider minor that they actually going to actually charge with something like that? Just being honest. The fact that he was a minor at the time, and they're going to try to chalk it up to boys being boys of mischief and all this other nonsense because he was a white boy. So that's not really surprising whatsoever to me at all. Volvo, you got your hand up, bro. Go ahead, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say that he was being charged, and he gonna always be charged. But now everybody know who the fuck he is, and they know who his people is, and they know who. Now he being charged for real. What the court's gonna give him? The court's gonna give him some bullshit. It was bullying. No, it was deeper than bullying.
Well, just to clarify real quick, just to clarify real quick, this happened back in, was it 2014 or something like that?
Yeah,
2016.
It's still following them. It's still following them. That's what
Can he be recharged though? That's the whole narrative. Is there a statute of limitations in the state of Ohio?
Why?
Well, they're not gonna. No, they're not gonna recharge him. But the fact of the matter is that everybody feels that he shouldn't be playing in the hockey league. Period. Like that's the whole thing.
We understand that though. You know what I'm saying? It's following you as far as it's about to ruin your fucking life. But I don't know if he could be recharged because Morella said trying to make it a hate crime. You see what I'm saying?
And don't forget too that he was a minor at the time too. So the time to charge him for a hate crime would have been when the actual thing actually took place. So they're not going to go back and say, this was 6 years ago. Let's go ahead and stick him with a hate charge right now. And let's be honest too. Like I said, they're not trying to give underage. They're not trying to give teenage white boys no hate charge. Now, if he had killed them, maybe then that they would have gave him a hate charge. But they're not trying to stick no teenage white boys with no hate charge. We all know that. So
shout out to whoever got the special effect. That was awesome.
No, but brother, listen though. Brother, they did charge him with a hate crime. He's known for being hateful now. That's deeper than the courts. He's known. The world know him for being hateful. It followed him. He is being charged. He's charged for that for the rest of his life. Whatever his name pop up on, he gonna pop up for being that.
No, I get what you saying. Like what the deed he did is following him and is sticking to him right now. I'm just saying legally. Like I get what you're saying. I get what you like. This is gonna follow around him and this and that too and whatnot. So I definitely understand what you're saying. We were just saying from a legal aspect.
What do you need legal for? If you're a gazillionaire, you don't need nothing legal. You don't need to do nothing legal. You can pay for everything. You can be as free as you want to be. It ain't about the legal. His name is associated with that as it should be, and his people is associated with that as it should be. This wasn't just a normal bully. If it was a normal bully, what I mean, like all of us deal with bullies. You bust the bully in the mouth, and then the bully said, "I respect you now." You bust me in the mouth. This was white supremacy that this kid, he did this to a nigger. He did this to a nigger. He did that because the kid was weak and he was a nigger. What's this about? What's that? Who keep doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who doing the sound effect. I'm not sure who doing that really, but it kind of like goes hand in hand with what we said or whatever. But I'm not exactly sure. But I feel you on that, though. I feel you on that. So I mean, like I said, it's gonna haunt him. He didn't get charged with it per se by the law, but still, everybody like the hockey teams now, they don't want to have anything to do with him. I wouldn't say all of them because you had the Boston Bruins. The only reason the Bruins went ahead and cut him is because of what publicly everything that's been going on. Like I said, we did our part yesterday too by spreading this on Twitter. Me and DJ was posting the hell out of this. We would, know what I'm saying? So we did our job being part of the black media to go ahead and put this shit out here. So I'm glad about that. So we definitely, like I said, it wasn't, I'm not gonna sit up here and say we were the only ones or whatever, but we damn sure was part of that push. I'll put it that way.
Can I one last thing? Brother, this gonna be it.
Go ahead, bro.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be. He should not be allowed to play in the NHL. He should not be allowed to be a professional athlete because he did something that was ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. He did that to that little boy because he don't like that little boy because that little boy is black. Because that little boy is a nigger. Now it should absolutely be like that because Kyrie can't even make a post about a movie that he found to be interesting. He can't even make a post about that. He can't even make a post. He can't even recommend a movie unless they're gonna shut his ass down. They're gonna do everything in their power to destroy him. So you can't. No way. All right, appreciate y'all. Let me speak, bro.
Wait, don't forget Shaq, and Shaq can't be honest to tell everybody he had the movie in his theater.
Alrighty. Let's go to and it looked like we lost Vovo, so I don't know if Vovo was disconnecting. He was trying to come back in or whatever, but let's go. Black, I see Black Majority State. Did you want to because I know I wanted you to come in here and actually speak also about the actual I don't know if you're busy at this moment. I wanted you to actually speak about the rally and the reparations as well to March. If you got time to speak, I appreciate it, brother. If not, I understand because I know you're busy. You're probably at work. So if you like to speak right now, then you have the platform. You got an issue.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I was in another space with Stacia Hall. I want to shout out Stacia Hall. You know.
Okay, this must be Tariq, brother. I think that's you that constantly keep doing that. So I'm gonna give you one more warning not to do that, bro, because I see you coming off the mic. So that's you doing and I'm hearing like a toilet flush and whatnot. So we don't do that here in this space, bro. I'm gonna give you a chance to go ahead. And I see he.
That's a troll account right
Okay, I'm like this Negro comment. I'm like, where is this coming from? I'm sorry, Black Majority say. Go ahead, brother. Make sure we don't allow this fool to come back up here. Yeah, you could go ahead, Black. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, there we go. I just wanted to shout out Miss Stacia Hall. She's running for the mayorship there in DC. And Tuesday's the last day for this current campaign, but I think she'll stick around because I like what she's been saying in spaces and everything like that. I missed her yesterday. I did see her canvassers, that had the shirts on. They were passing out flyers and everything like that. So, and that's the thing. There were so many people there that missed a lot of connections to be able to say hello to somebody, shake their hand, give them a hug, stuff like that. And it was a beautiful thing. It was perfect, in my opinion. Everything about it was perfection. I said yesterday about the organization, that was flawless. The way it was organized, the way it was ran, the security, the cleanup, usher team, even with the minor little distractions, that did not cause any issue for me at all. I really loved being there. People were coming the whole time. I think if the event would have went on for another 3 or 4 hours, more and more people would have just continued piling in. So it was all around good, man. I took a bunch of pictures. I see we got Be More Codified, man. Somehow that picture, I don't know what happened to the picture that we took. Somehow it did not get saved in my phone. So I was looking through the phone, looking through the pictures today. I'm like, damn, where's that picture at?
I definitely posted. If you ain't said, I'll post it again. But yeah, big up for man Gary. He was definitely out there, boots on the ground, passionate about. Just hey, I love you, brother.
Yeah, much love to you and your family. I got to see your son, and I'm assuming that's your wife. It was just an amazing thing. I mean, literally, because it was like I was just basically a fly on the wall, and I could just absorb it all in between taking pictures, and in between, trying to take a little 25-second video of each person as they came on stage. But I just was really just absorbing the energy, and it was all love. It was all love. That's definitely something to build upon. It's like everything. I'm kind of getting whispers through the timeline of whatever is going on, and I'm just ignoring it, and I'm cutting it out. And if it looks really, really crazy, I'm gonna start blocking people because it's just unnecessary. It was an amazing event. The children. I did talk about that. I got to see more pictures of the children. I think there's a couple videos of children with signs. So I would encourage anyone who's going to have an event, hint, to have a special thing for the kids. Today I was thinking, man, a bouncy house would have been nice. Something, just an activity for the kids to do with the parents there, obviously, and that would have been amazing. They could have drew cards or something, just to commemorate the day. So you live and you learn, and you see stuff like that, and you're just like, wow, this was such an amazing Black American family event. And we had Marcel in the space. He was talking about how the hotels were set up, how the transportation was set up. So it just was a well-oiled, organized function that was first class all the way. The people showed up. They beautiful people everywhere you turned your head. And man, even as people were piling out and I'm passing out those flyers to everybody, it was just like, everybody's just enjoying it. And I really don't think people wanted to leave. I'll say that. I don't think people wanted to leave. And
I definitely didn't want to leave. I'm big on second that one, girl. I definitely didn't want to leave.
Yeah, because on the wall, which is like a bench wall, there were still people were just like, I'm just taking the rest of the day and enjoy the day here. I walked around. I finally got a chance to walk around the plaza, and on the other side, I was on one side. The other side, there was way more people still just congregating there. People waiting to take pictures. People waiting to have a conversation, with the VIP speakers and everything. So shout out to every speaker. Shout out to every person who showed up, and all the participants, all the staff, all the security, drivers, and definitely shout out to Tariq. I mean, at the end of the day, and I think Ms. Teslin said it wouldn't have been possible without him. So yeah, shout out to that brother for really putting that together. For me, of the speeches that I really got to hear and listen to and sort of get every word in, I thought Dr. Boyce Watkins really, really stressed the importance of protecting our reparations and really protecting our finances, no matter what, no matter where they come from. He alluded to the Kyrie situation, the Kanye situation. And I reposted a post where he said he spoke to Kanye, maybe a week or so ago or a couple days ago. So shout to that brother for sure, because of all the things I've seen him post, understanding the need for protection to me is the most important part of it. We have to protect whatever it is that we do. And for this event, like Brother Moko said, there was some, I'm not a big dude, you know what I mean? I hold my own, but there was some big dudes walking around there was some big dudes. I got to admit it. And so, I felt safe for the kids, and everything else. But I was ready to go too. I had on my steel toe boots, and I was ready to stop something if it had to be that way. So shout out to the rooms. Shout out to Newstoter. Newstoter be pumping social content. DJ pumping social content. Be more codifieds on there. There's troubles on social. So I love seeing that. I'm trying to really dedicate a couple hours every day to it, just so I can go through the posts and make comments and everything else like that. But yeah, man, this event. If I don't go to another event for the rest of my life, it'll definitely be something that I remember forever. So I'll end with that.
Thank you, brother, for sharing that. Definitely appreciate that. Everybody, like, we're hearing from you, Quadir, Brother McCoo. Everybody that went there, it really just touched them and whatnot. So, you guys are actually like letting us by telling us, it's almost like we were there as well too. How descriptive everything is and informative it is. So it's just like he also bringing us to the actual place as well too. So I definitely appreciate that. You guys make sure y'all go ahead and sign up for that social. DJ, put that up in the actual Jumbotron. This is a black owned social media site. I'm on there. DJ's on there. Brother McCool's on there. Like you said, we're pumping content, the same content that I'm putting on Twitter on here. That's from Newstoter. I'm putting it over there as well too. We're trying to get social to be the largest black-owned social media site in the world. So let's go ahead, man, because we constantly see everything that's going on in these white-owned social media sites and stuff like that. They're gonna constantly keep putting their foot up our ass, no matter what we do. I've been banned on Twitter before. I've been banned on Facebook. So, you got to go ahead, man, and we need to get to a place where we can go and we can freely post content and freely talk or whatever. We sit up here and we talk about the people that control the media and the music and the politics and this and that. When we have a chance to go ahead and expand and do our own thing, we come up with 1,000,001 excuses. So it's like it's like Larry Fishburne said when he was playing Ike Turner on What's Love Got to Do with It. Like, we got more excuses than the nigga going to jail. So come on, man, let's tighten up a little bit around here, y'all. I'm going to kick it to Original. I'm going to kick it to Be More. Then we're going to go ahead. It's Sunday night. We're going to close the space out and try to come back tomorrow. You guys know what? I try to do it 4 days a week. Like I told you guys before, I'm handling some issues on the back room with my family and stuff like that as a caretaker. So I'll definitely try to get on as much as I can. I saw an opportunity to get on tonight. So I appreciate that to everybody that come out there. Let me give a shout out to my girl, Aunt Lai, as well, too, for her contribution on Cash App. Thank you, Aunt Lai. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. If any of you guys can support Newstoter on Cash App, if it's just $1, it is $sign Newstoter, $sign Newstoter. We're going to kick it to Original and to Brother McCoo, and then we're going to close the space out for the night and let everybody enjoy the rest of their Sunday night. So, Original, go ahead and unmute your mic, and then we're going to...
Get in the Jumbotron, y'all, just real quick. Get in the Jumbotron. The social was right there. You see the picture.
Yeah, man. Everybody up in here, man. Y'all go sign up for that social. We got Reed. She's on there. Like I said, our people, we on there, man. We just need to go on there and get a little bit deeper, y'all. So definitely go at Aunt Lai. She's on there. So we got to go ahead and get on that. We got to get and start moving to our own places as well, too. And Brother McCoo, thank you, brother, for your support on Cash App as well, too. So let's kick it to Original. Then we're going to kick it to Be More, Brother McCoo.
Yes, I've joined the Sociex too, and I tweeted out. I think DJ had sent something up, but I retweeted it, letting everybody know it's time for us to start migrating away from white-owned social media, because they have special rules for us, but any other group can do whatever they want to us. But if we respond to their foolishness, then we get censored. So we have to begin to push that on a daily basis. But Newstoter, I put it in the comments section. Let me see. This was back in 2017. This sister she was attending where was that college now? I lost it anyway. She was attending college. I think it was might have been up near Boston, in the Boston area, somewhere up that way, or Connecticut or whatever. But they gave her a white roommate. And this is why, people, it is very important. If wherever you're sending your child to college, do not allow your child to have a non-black roommate. This white girl was taking this sister's toothbrush and other items and putting her menstrual excrement and other things on it, and the sister didn't know it. And I think she even put fecal matter on her backpack or something.
Yeah, she was poisoning her. I remember that story.
Okay, great. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Appreciate that. And they only charge her with like a third-degree charge. And I'm like, this is insane. And that's why I tell people, watch, be careful as to who you allow your child to affiliate with. I mean, we have enough trying to affiliate with one another. But when you go outside of that, it's worse. But I just want to share that this is not the first time that something like that has happened. And they always want to let these white folks off. And because they don't see us as being human. But I'll land with that. And thank you, sister, for the information you shared.
Appreciate that, brother. As always, original. Appreciate you. Let me give a shout out to DJ and a shout out to Ree as well for their contribution on Cash App. And I gotta add this. I'm gonna kick it to you, brother McCool. But I just saw this comment, and this cat said, he said next to Margaret Singer and and Carolyn Bryant talk about Sarah Silverman is the worst white bitch of all time. I'm sorry. I'm like, damn. Hey, he talking about next to Margaret Singer and Carolyn Bryant talking about Sarah Silverman is the worst white bitch of all time. Hey, brother McCool, go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
Hey, just real quick before you go, McCool. So when y'all come up to our social, if you use the link right there, it's automatic approval. You know what I mean? You got the hookup, homie. Holla if you hear me. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're gonna have to be pre-approved. So come on up while y'all got the chance. I'll be in the background approving. Go ahead, brother McCool. What's good, my dog?
Crazy with that too. That's crazy. But to pick up on the original, what he was saying, yeah, I was definitely, the reason why I'm not on Twitter like that is because I'm trying to make that migration over to social, and I'm making my habits doing it like 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying, a day to an hour. Definitely trying to get on my posting on there and make it a habit like, Twitter, so I can get away from that. Because one thing for sure, two things for sure, man, they making these rules, and the rules are so stupid, they can't even answer a question of what a Semite is, but they're going to call somebody anti-Semitic. Like, that's crazy. That's the craziest shit to me. And I just don't even really understand how the conversation even got as far as it's gotten with Kyrie and anybody else that's been hit with an anti-Semitism bash or charge or something like that, because the question has never been answered. Even to this day, what is a Semite? You know what I'm saying? What do a Semite look like? So when I see it in the street, I know, oh, that's a Semite. A Jew won't even say he's a Semite. So I'm not getting it. You know what I'm saying? That's just not connected with me. On the second note, without children, you know what I'm saying? When we was riding down 295 going to the rally, I was in the car with my children and my nieces and my nephews. Tell them, look, you see a white person sitting around looking suspicious, leaving a bag somewhere, say something. You know what I'm saying? Telling them, we definitely got to preach to our children the importance of we not all in this together. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to be hatred or anything like that, but it's to keep them on point, because they're on a playing field right now, and the rules wasn't clearly explained to us by our parents. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of our parents told us prejudice was racism was when somebody was being prejudiced, when they don't like you, and they don't have nothing about being liked you. Being liked by a motherfucker. It's about keeping you harmed. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make that point crystal clear to our children. And definitely let our children to make them aware that they should be suspicious of every white person, not accusing them, but being suspicious of every white person because they have the ability to practice racism on you. You know what I'm saying? And we need to drill that in our children like breathing. I'll land there.
Appreciate you, brother. As always, appreciate having you in the space. We're gonna let Ree be the last speaker for the night, and we're gonna go ahead and close it out. So Ree, go ahead and unmute your mic. And let me give a shout out to my man Original also on from Cash App. Appreciate that, Original. Ree, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, so I just want to say that the documentary actually goes over the Semitic information to give people kind of maybe something to go on and do some further research, which I could appreciate. It's a long 3-hour documentary. It's worth I will say it's worth the buy if you just get past kind of like the entry. It's not really put together all that great, but as far as having a contextual conversation in regards to that conversation, I think it's well to do. If that's something you want to get into, just to understand, I think the perspective, I guess, of the Hebrew talking points. So for that reason, I would definitely say, yeah, definitely go watch it, or just look up some information in regards to who the Semitic people were and are, or the definition of it, because Google keeps changing the definition. They've been changing the definition for the past, I think, few years now since Nick Cannon's situation happened. And I think the other incidents happened that makes sense why they keep changing it to try to somehow incumbents the now Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jewish community. But it's kind of like almost like backfiring, because if you compare it to what they're using, which is the Torah and the Bible, the descriptions of who the Hebrews were, they don't fit them. And in the documentary also talks about migration patterns. So it's pretty, again, take it in doses if you can, go watch it. They also have the book on Amazon as well. And then this space has been great. I really think Sarah Silverman should also be cast or ousted out of any type of film industry. And we need to make sure that happens, because the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, didn't do a media storm against Sarah Silverman, or even Kramer when he was on stage and he used the N-word to one of his, during his comedy sets, to a guest. And both of them are Jewish, or a Sephardic, I believe, Ashkenazi or Sephardic Jews, I believe, Jewish people. So in that case, in that realm, we really need to pay attention to those things. And Sarah Silverman should not be on TV. I think Saturday Night Live brings her on at certain times of the year. And at the end of the day, we need to be knocking down doors in every type of room, every type of post that she makes, because she does practice anti-Black hate. So, and you heard it from me. So, yeah.
Sis, can I ask you a question? That documentary, do you know the title of it?
Yes, it's from Hebrew to Negro, and they also have it's a whole 7-part series. But the documentary, I think, covers I think the first portion of it, but then there's books that follow. So in the beginning, they try to throw in like all the series, so it kind of seems like it's really long. Their introduction is like almost 20 to 30 minutes long. You could probably fast forward that. They should have put that at the end, but that's just me. But it's you'll see. But it's Hebrews to Negroes. If you Google it on Amazon, there's also books. It started out as $2.99 on Amazon, and it's now $11.99. And it is the best. It's actually the best seller on Amazon right now. So.
All right. Thank you, sister. I appreciate it. Brother McCool, I'll let you go ahead and get the last word, and then I'm going to go ahead and close it.
Oh, well, no, I was just thanking the sister for the title. I think a good reference So historically of the clan of the Jew and how they view black, aka non-white people, is the book of Maccabees. Y'all might want to look into that. And
say it again. I didn't. You went out a little. It's the book of what?
The book of Maccabees. That's a historical. That a lot of us can view as well. But I'm gonna look at this documentary because I'm thinking that they might mention this book in there.
All right, brother McCool. Ray, DJ, you guys go ahead and get a final say in before we close it out for the night.
That's on DJ.
Getting that jumbotron, man, for sure. Hold up a second. Don't forget, Cinderella petition. Sign this petition. It's the one right in the middle, but I'll put it on the left again. It say got all the tags in there: NBA, NHL, ADL, and New York Post. All the news posts right there. That's right. That definitely sign that right there. That petition, man.
And DJ and Newstoter, the host of the rally is down in the right here on stage in your room. No Taxation. Shout out to No Taxation for the next rally coming up.
Shout out to you, No Taxation too. When is the next rally coming up?
June 18th, 2023.
Okay.
June 9th, I'm sorry. I think it's around Juneteenth. Yep. And I put it in a jumbotron.
Okay, not a problem.
I'm sure.
Ree, go ahead and send me the actual send me that petition. DM it to me because I'm gonna be getting off online in a second. So go ahead and just send it DM to me, and I'll go ahead and tomorrow, and I'll go ahead and sign it up.
Just come in the thread right here. Today's thread is in here. You'll see it.
Okay.
I'll send it to you directly. That's fine.
Okay, appreciate that. So let me go ahead.
The Reparations rally for next year on Juneteenth. Shout out to Miss Taxation. It's right there in the jumbotron too. It should be. You see the flyer right there.
Okay, not a problem. Miss Taxation. Go ahead, Ray.
No, I was just gonna say, if you haven't, make sure you what is it? Daylight savings time. If you haven't, go ahead and set your clocks back or forward. No, what is it? It springs forward and falls back, so you get that extra hour of sleep. So I don't want nobody to be late for work, and obviously we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay. No Taxation. Did you want to say something real quick before we close the space out?
I did. I just want to say hello.
Like she can't connect.
Excuse me. And
Ray, you in the matrix, right? You in the matrix. If you can ask, go ahead, Miss Taxation. Go ahead, though.
I just want to say hello to everybody in the room, and hello for thank you for the shout out. And when you brought up the rally, I wanted to just say this: there's people in the room that are with us. This is a rally for all of us, and especially for the people who work. And so you don't have to ask me for the information. You can ask Rella. You can ask Black Majority State. There's other people that are involved in it. And as time goes on, I'm working on a website now. But as time goes on, there's going to be more information. Hopefully this month. I want to get it out by the 20th. So we'll see if I'm a few days behind, but we'll see if I can make my marks. And the one thing that I really wanted to come up here and say, Newstoter and DJ, is that I contacted you all a long time ago, and you have my information because I want you guys on board, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about before it was even announced. And so I'm just gonna leave it there. And DM me if you need my information again.
Okay, sister, I'm sorry because I get so many messages and DMs and stuff like that, and I got so many different things going on personally as well too. So I do apologize about that. Definitely go ahead and contact DJ because, like I say, I'm right now. I have a lot of different personal things I'm handling as well. So definitely contact DJ. He'll go ahead and he'll get in touch with me, and we'll go ahead and we'll do it. I might be a little bit slower than him because I'm taking care of a lot of personal issues, caretaker, and everything else. So definitely go ahead and contact DJ, and I'll try to go ahead and get with it. And I'll try to go ahead and sign that petition tomorrow as well too. I'm not gonna be able to get it tonight, but I'll go ahead and I'll sign it tomorrow as well too. So we'll definitely go ahead and do that. So just DJ, stay in touch with No Taxation. Keep me in the loop and whatnot, and we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and do our best to try to go ahead and get it out there as well too. I just retweeted it, but we'll go ahead and try to get it out there as well too.
And with that being said, I'm not on none of these WPIs. You see what my name say? WPI, White Public Institutions or Any Black. I have a 10-year social media history talking everything we talk. I got so many stories of me being banned on social media. It's ridiculous. So I'm not on no Facebook. I'm trying to get on Screw Tool. I'm on social. So if I ain't returning your messages, because that's the reason right there. But I apologize. You know what I'm saying? And also, this is my 6th account and 8 months on Twitter. But this is my 6th account, so you already know I'm wild. Come up to social. Let's go.
Okay, and they're gonna come after us as soon as Musk. And I want you guys to get this as a heads up. So I'm trying to reach as many people that I don't know as I can.
Well. Pause a minute. I know you up there again. Get in the jumbotron right there. I'll do it again. You know what I mean? It's right here. Look for this picture right here. There you go. In the jumbotron. I know you gotta go, Tyler. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I'll make a space. I'll create a space. We'll go over there and talk about it right now. Let's go.
All right. You wanna make a part 2 to this space here like you did the other night, or?
Yeah. You already know. You know what I mean? Let's get it. You know what I mean?
Well, go ahead and go ahead so you can create the space and whatnot. If you go ahead and create the space while we're on here now, so everybody can just go ahead and move over there. I'll try to come over there for a little bit myself as well too. And let me say just thank you guys for coming in here on a Sunday night. I know you're busy, you're preparing for the week coming up and whatnot. A lot of you guys are working like black right now, and you decide to come in here and share your thoughts about the topics tonight. A lot of you guys that went to the actual space, you told us to the actual reparations, and you let us know how it went and everything like that. So I definitely appreciate it. As always, I appreciate the support. Thank you to all you guys that also one of the lead stories where we're talking about this NHL anti-black thug. Thank you guys yesterday for tweeting that out, liking it, spreading it, and whatnot. As a result, we see the kind of impact that it made nationally and stuff like that. That's the power of the new black media. That's the power of the black media. You guys are the black media. So don't let anybody. Newstoter is just a medium, but you guys are the actual force behind it. You can put out all the content in the world you want to, but if you don't have anybody that's going to be the eyeballs on it and whatnot, and the voice behind it, it doesn't mean anything. So you guys are the ones that got this thing moving. We thank you. Definitely keep supporting us and whatnot. We're trying to get as much important things out there about the black community as possible, from news, politics, education, lifestyle, culture, even entertainment. So thank you guys once again. As always, make sure you guys check out DJ's space as well too. His space is coming up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here for a minute and tend to some personal things, and I'm gonna also go to that space as well for a little bit and hang out too. So thank you guys once again. We'll see you guys. We'll try to do a space or 2 this week. I want to get back to the four times a week. I don't know how possible that is right now with everything I got going on, but I'll definitely be back at least once or twice more this week coming up. So see you guys in, and everybody have a good night, and make sure y'all go to the space. DJ, he has these long spaces, so y'all go ahead to the space, and I'll meet you guys over there.
Peace.
Peace.